The jury is definitely in on my new 1.4 million goalkeeper. He's actually quite good, although it might have something to do with my new tactic and formation. Ooh, intriguing. Welcome back to part 4 of the Gobby Gaffer managing Lille over here in France. And well, I've played quite a few games. We're getting towards the end of the season now, and it's the nitty gritty. Let's get stuck in. And that new tactic and formation is a gegenpress, and it's a 4-2-2-2. Sometimes you have to give the game a kick up the trousers, and I felt like that's exactly what was needed. Let's have a look at what's been going on. So the last game we saw on camera was the Marseille, a nice 3-1 away win, but then we lost to Nice 2-1 in the French Cup quarter-final. So now no shiny silverware in the domestic cup this season. Then we had a 1-1 draw with Toulouse, and it was at that point that I was starting to notice that we were getting 1-0 up in a game, but then it went a bit stale, static, and then the opposition were coming back and getting an equaliser or a winner or whatever. And I thought, you know what, it's maybe time to just give the formation and the tactic a little bit of a refresh. So I did just that. And I know when I started, you know, the advice to new players when they say, what formation and tactic do you pick? Okay, you pick the players with the best ability. Who are they? If you've got 4 wingers, you play a wing play system. I know I've said that, but then the more advanced, you know, kind of instruction on that would be, see how that goes. If it's working, brilliant. If it's not, change it. All of my wingers can play attacking midfielder as well, or playmaker in that position. That's why I changed it. Okay, so after that, Toulouse, a 1-1 draw, which was very disappointing. It was a home game. We should have won that one. RC Lens, away from home, 2-1 win. Augsburg, Europa League, quarter-final, first leg, a 3-3 draw away from home. And we were just about getting used to the tactic by then, because we were winning that game. And then we were losing it, and we had to come back for a 3-3. Then it really kicked in. FC Lorient 7-3. Yep, you heard it here first. 7-3. We were 5-0 up at the break. So I basically made 4 changes at the break. I thought, right, let's rest some players. Let's let's just refresh the squad a little bit. We did let 3 goals in there, but we scored another 2. 7-3 win. Augsburg return leg in the Europa League. Quarter-final, a 3-2 win in that one. So we were through to the next round in the Europa League. Brest away from home, 2-0 win. Nice clean sheet in that one. Monaco at home, a 1-1 draw. Okay, you probably would say the same thing's happening, but it is Monaco, and Monaco are vying for that top spot with Paris Saint-Germain. So I wasn't unduly worried about that one. I think we did score first again in that game, and then Monaco came back and scored that late goal. But not too worried, because at our level at the moment, a home draw against Monaco is absolutely fine with me. Okay, then we played at Rapid Vienna, and we first leg was away from home, and it's the Europa League semi-final now. A 2-1 win in that one. So we were winning 2-0, and again a late goal conceded. But at least we're winning the games, which is a bit of a difference. So that kick up the trousers to the AI, maybe it's working. I don't know. We'll have to see. Like I say, you've got to stay on your feet, stay on your toes with Football Manager. If something is working and then it's not working, well, the AI sussed you out. Change it. Do something different. In between, then we had an away game against FC Metz, a 2-1 win in that one. And, well, today it's the end of the season, basically. Well, it might not be. We're already winning the semi-final first leg against Rapid Vienna at 2-1. We now got the home tie, so we could actually get through to the Europa League final, which will be against either Newcastle, our arch enemies in the Europa League, or Tottenham. I'm guessing it'll be Newcastle because Tottenham are perennial bottlers when it comes to cup finals and, well, basically doing anybody a favour because they just can't hack it. So I'm guessing it will be Newcastle. Yeah, I've got my Manchester City hat on there. I just slipped out of character for a second, put my Manchester City hat on. Yeah, the number of times that Tottenham have played against Manchester City and it's been the little cup final, they've played out of the skins, and then when you want them to go and beat a Liverpool or a Manchester United or a Chelsea and do you a favour, they never do. Okay, I digress. So in today's episode, we are going to watch the Rapid Vienna game, and then we've got Nice and Reims in the league. So we'll be watching one of those games as well. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not too sure because the league is a little bit done and dusted, if you will, now. If we win in the Europa League semi-final, should we watch the final against Newcastle or Tottenham? I don't know. I mean, if we just have a quick look at the league, let's just have a quick look at the league table. So at the moment we're in 7th place, which would give us a conference position with the 6 points to play for now. So potentially we could get 55. Which would put us into, I think it's into a Champions League position. I'm not sure. But one of those games is against Nice, and we don't do well against Nice. So we'll have to see how it goes. Let's get this Europa League game out of the way first and see if we can. I mean, nothing is certain, is it? So let's see if we can progress to the Europa League final. And that would be a nice game to watch, wouldn't it? Okay, it's that home game now, and it's Rapid Vienna. It's the second leg of the Europa League semi-final. We're 2-1 up from the first leg at their place, so we're carrying a nice lead into playing the game at our place. Can we get a win? I mean, to be honest, we don't need any highlights in the game, and a 0-0 would do, and we'd go through the final. I'll see you in the dugout. So you already know that I've changed to a gegenpress. I have got a second tactic set up, but it's not a gegenpress with a low block. It's a controlled possession, and it's a mid block with a balanced mentality. So what I've found with this team is, and I don't know whether this is one of the other problems as well, alongside, you know, giving the AI a kick up the trousers. I don't know whether dropping into that low block with this team doesn't work, because I've been dropping into it in the 70th minute in some games and then we're conceding a goal. Whereas normally that low block will actually, you know, see out the game. So this team, not quite sure. And again, it's a lesson for new players. You have to keep your eye out all the time for things that are happening, little signals and little signs, and, you know, adjust accordingly. Okay, Alterio in goal. Back four of Loco, Avia, Bitsiabu and Jimenez. The two holding players today are Sotelo and Doruk. The two behind the two attacking midfielders are Gomez on an attacking mentality. De Andrea is the advanced playmaker, and playing those behind two strikers today, and that has been working nicely for us. Lavumbo has been banging the goals in, 19-20 goals this season he's got now as the advanced forward. And Windwind, and I never know how to pronounce, I don't know whether it's Wind or Wind, so I call him Windwind. So Windwind is the deep lying forward, and he does come very deep for the ball and does quite a lot of work in the midfield, which is quite nice, and then bursts forward with it. Let's hope that works today. So are we going to get an early goal in this one for Rapid Vienna, which would then set the tie back to, 0 really, because it would be 2-2 then, and it would be all to play for. Ideally, we need an early goal today. That's the ideal situation. Okay, 8 minutes on the clock, and a hoof out by their goalkeeper. And we don't pick that ball up in midfield, unusually. We normally pick that header out. We normally pick that ball up. But Rapid Vienna now coming forward, swings the ball into the box, a header, and that's straight back to... we get a block in there. Very, very important block. I don't know who blocked that ball then, but very, very important. And Rapid Vienna coming at us in the early stages of this game now, which they've got to do. They've got to come out and play, but hopefully that will leave some gaps in behind. and we have 4 very, very good creative players up front who can certainly put the ball in the back of the net. And well, their player there decided that, or was that a throw into them? I don't know. He just gave up, didn't he? Okay, Angel Gomez now is going to float this corner in, and we don't get header on that one. But my word. And I've just been talking there about 4 very creative players up front for us. Players with technical ability. And this is kind of why I've gone to this. I kind of felt like having 2 very, very good players out wide was a bit of a waste, really. So I brought them inside, and DeAndrea there repaid my faith in bucket loads, because he put an absolute screamer. Technical ability abounding there. Windwine now, back to DeAndrea, Bitsiabu, and a Windwine there, coming deep. I did say that he comes deep, which is nice. They get a tackle in there, which is not great. So the green shirts are coming forward now. But we have got that early goal, so we just need to keep the ball out of the back of the net. Lovely tackle there by Sotelo, and does find a red shirt. Yeah, okay. I mean, I've just made a short about that, about those tackles. Generally, those bounce off to her. But in the end, it did bounce off to an opposition shirt, didn't it? In a roundabout way. DeAndrea now plays the ball forward to Lavumbo. And he's going to lose that. He was always going to lose that. It was him against 4 players. So, Rapid Vienna now. Very scrappy in midfield the game has got. And their forward there is certainly, he's not got his shooting boots on today, which is fine by me. Jimenez now throws the ball in. DeAndrea, the goal scorer. What's Jimenez going to do? He takes the ball forward. Nice that. Instead of passing the ball back, a nice, bit of forward movement there. A bit adventurous. Unfortunately, the cross wasn't great. Falls straight to the goalkeeper. Christoph. He's definitely going to keep hoofing that ball out today. That's the way to do it, Bitsiabu. This heading the ball out when there's no need to do is quite ridiculous. You know, if there's no pressure, just bring the ball back. Lavumbo's in here. Lavumbo slides the ball in the back of the net, and it's 2-0 on the night, 4-1 on the aggregate, and. Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. I got a bit excited. Oh, it was bringing that ball down, wasn't it? It really frustrates me in Football Manager when you see a defender who has no challenge on him at all, and he'll head the ball straight to one of their players. This time, he brings it down. Nice trap, first time, and then lays the ball off. And you see what happens. It resulted in a goal. Okay, the usual Football Manager. I used to call it the JBH, just before half time. I used to call it JBH because you always get a highlight just before half time, and you kind of hope it's going to be for you because I mean that was very good save by the keeper though. I don't think there was an awful lot of power on that, so if it had hit it a bit harder, I think it would have defeated the keeper. Now you see, there's that header. Fortunately, this time it does go to a red shirt. I think the fortune is maybe on our side today. I'm saying the words again and they're coming out of my mouth, and as soon as they're coming out, I'm thinking, don't say things like that, because Football Manager is always watching and listening. Doruk now plays the ball to DeAndrea. DeAndrea moving forward, loses it. Angel Gomez. Lavumbo is in. Can he slide it in? The keeper makes a good save. Not the greatest of finishes, if I'm honest. A little bit disappointed from Lavumbo. Just chipped the keeper in that position. Listen to me. Anybody would think I knew what I was talking about. Lavumbo now into the box. Can we get a header on? No, we're not. And that one's picked out by the goalkeeper again. And that should signal half-time, and it does. We're very pleased, of course we are. Any tiredness in the camp? Not much, no, not much at all. So I don't know why. This is a Gegenpress, so it's very sapping, but we do seem at half-time to be looking a lot better. So maybe the, like the 2-2-2, maybe it's spreading the energy levels around a little bit. And of course the wing-backs are only on support, so they're not busting a gut all of the time. Hey, Angel Gomez now with a direct free kick, and he has a lot of them and very rarely scores from them. I always get my hopes up that he's going to stick it in the top corner, and it never really happens. And he is a very, very good player. He's definitely capable of doing it, but I don't know whether that's another area that FM26 needs to sort out. One or two more of those need to go in rather than shooting over the top. Okay, it's all Lille in this game now, and the ball's in the back of the net. Jimenez there, I think, headed that in. The referee has got a little voice in his ear though, so maybe that little voice is going to say no, he's straight offside. Let's see what the verdict is. I mean, if this is given, it's disallowed. I'm going to say if this is given, that's game over. I mean, it's probably game over anyway. There's only like 25 minutes of the game to go. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it was nose hairs. Don't you just love them nose hairs offside? No, I don't either. Okay, now Rapid Vienna get a little bit of a snifter of goal themselves. Schnegg. I think they are going to score in this game, just to keep it nice and, nice and tight. Squeaky bum time. It's one of my favourite little sayings. Once again, fortune seems to be on our side. A headed ball out of defence does find a red shirt. I think the game is trying to make me look like a buffoon, because all the things that I'm saying are just not happening. Lavumbo, crumpled in a heap, and he's going to get sent off. We will make some changes now. Okay, I think we've been prompted there to actually put more pressure on because they're down to 10. I'm doing the complete opposite. I've gone into my second tactic now, which is the control possession. It's a mid-block, but hopefully... One of the things I found with this team, with the low block situation, was that there was no attacking threat in that. We basically were just inviting and some teams that you have got the capability to do that. I don't think this team has, because this is a very creative team, this one. Not so much a defensive team. So I think this suits us a lot better. Control possession, and then once we've got the ball, then the creative players can hopefully work their magic. 4 changes. Ngoma has come on, Casas in midfield, Casado is the anchor, and Viti has come on at centre-back. One more change to make, and I'll let the assistant manager sort that one out for me. So there was no free kick there. We do get a free kick a bit further on in the game now. The ball's in the back of the net again. I mean, Viti, who's just come on, rises there, heads that ball in the back of the net. We're absolutely murdering Rapid Vienna now. 3-0 on the night. I mean, football is football, isn't it? It's very unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get. I thought Rapid Vienna would actually give us a game, and they haven't. It's 5-1 on aggregate. And there we go. The assistant manager is saying replace Jimenez with Correa. Yes, we'll definitely do that. Last change of the game. And, well, we're motoring on to the Europa League final. So ball in the box. We do hit the crossbar there. And the ball's played out. Loco is going to retrieve that. About 10 minutes of the game left now. And it looks like we're coasting to the Europa League final. An absolutely brilliant achievement. And there we go. We're definitely going to give the lads a delighted for that one. Deliver that team talk. And, well, whether we play Newcastle or Tottenham will very soon be revealed. Actually, it is revealed. And it's Tottenham, believe it or not. So we're playing Tottenham in the Europa League final. And for once, Tottenham have not bottled it. Well, I do have a little bit of a decision to make now, because do I show the last 2 league games or do I show the Europa League final? Because the Europa League final, if I've got my maths right, if you win the Europa League, I think you go straight into next season's Champions League, which is, well, kind of one of the objectives of mine. And I think on balance, I think there's little chance of us getting into the Champions League through the, the French League route. Our best chance is playing Tottenham in the Europa League final. Let's just have a quick look at that. So I've looked at this a few times, and I think I am right in saying, so we'll just click on Europa League, information, rules, and click on final, and it actually does say the winners qualify for the UEFA Champions League league phase, which is straight into that 36 team league, is it? I think it is. So the winner qualifies. So this is our best route into the Champions League for next season. I don't know whether we're ready for the Champions League, if I'm honest, but that's where the money is. And speaking of money, it is ramping up a little bit now. Not excessively. I think this would have been about 12 million for the Champions League. Europa League, 2.4 million for playing in the Europa League semi-final. Well, I think it's going to be a little bit of a bonus for this episode. I'm going to go and play those 2 league games off camera. Hopefully we'll get some decent results in them and finish in a decent position. I mean, my target was kind of top half of the table, because at the beginning we were near the relegation area when I took over. So I think that's been massive progress. But to get to the Europa League final, I think, I think I'm doing quite a decent job here, and finances are not looking great, so whether I'll be able to do a lot of business in the summer, I don't know. But we're moving in the right direction. I'm going to go and play these 2 games off camera, and we'll be back very shortly for Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa League final. Well, 2 nice wins in the league to finish the league season off. See us with a Conference League position. So I think my decision to show the Europa League final was the right one, because the league path is only giving us Conference League. If we can win the Europa League final, we can get into the Champions League. So we have received 8.5 million for finishing in 6th place in League One Uber Eats. A tremendous achievement when you bear in mind where we were when I took the club over in, I think it was November time. And there's a brief update from the board. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what this is for. Please note that any talks regarding future expectations will commence after the upcoming final. Pleased with the overall leadership of the team. Considering we look like relegation strugglers earlier this season, this success is even more impressive. We are very much looking forward to Lille's participation in the final, Europa League final, and wish you and your squad the best of luck. I was a bit nervous about that. I didn't know what they were going to say, but basically it's a pat on the back and, a good luck message from the board. 1 or 2 other little things to show. So finances, we were heading on for 20 million in the red in the bank. A nice little bit of money in there, 12.7 now in the red in the bank. Wage budget, we're well under now, because 1 or 2 of the big hitters wage-wise are leaving at the end of the summer, and I'm not giving them new contracts. We will be replacing them, hopefully with players who are on much less wage and better quality. I'll have to get my thinking cap on with that one. But usually the choices I make in the transfer window are usually okay. We have signed a new player, and he comes in January. Let's have not in July, sorry. So with the fact that both of my right wing backs are on loan and I have no right wing backs, an 18-year-old Arno Schmidt, German, he can definitely play at wing back, and his physicals are okay for 18. He's got natural fitness of 17, which I am starting to look for in these wing backs. New way of thinking for me, thinking, right, if I can get naturally fit players, they won't get injured as much. Don't know. Anyway, we shall see. But he's not going to be a starter. But I've made a start on bringing players in to fill positions where I know I've got loan players filling those positions at the moment. The other thing I've done is I brought a new staff member in, French Matteo Louis Jean. 4-star chief scout. And the one thing I have learned, the little notes that come up and giving you little hints and tips about the game. The one thing I have learned is the more stars the chief scout has got, the more scouts he's got beneath him. So I think he will be in charge of about 8 or 9 scouts now, which will mean that when I go into my recruitment, I can then I've got more scouts to go out and cover more areas. So that's something I've learned, which is great. But my staff ratings now, I mean, Bertrand Page is 4.5 star. Director of football is a 4-star. Assistant manager is a 4.5 star. So my staff here are looking very, very good. Okay, I know I'm doing a lot of waffling. I'm a bit excited, to be honest. It's the Europa League final, and it's against the Premier League team. Yeah, we're playing Tottenham. Let us hope we can get a win and get a direct path into the Champions League for next season. Fingers crossed. Well, you'll never guess where the Europa League final is this year. It's at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester, and if you didn't know, I'm a Manchester City fan in real life. So maybe that's an omen, I don't know. Slightly changed today. We are still playing the gegenpress, but playing a little bit deeper. Just to, English Premier League teams, you've got to be a little bit careful with them. Fullbacks are going to be a bit reserved as well. But we have Alterio in goal. Back four of Krugovoy, Avilia, Bitsiabu and Correa. The two sitting players are going to be Sotelo and Doruk. We've got Gomez as the playmaker. And Goma is going to be attacking midfielder behind Hassan and Lavumbo. We're both going to play advanced forwards today. Both left footers though. So I've changed them round a little bit. Let's see what happens. So I've been playing some lovely football this season since I took over. Once they got used to well, to be honest, since I changed the formation and went to a gegenpress, it's been even better. So we've been playing some lovely football. And those last two league games were terrific. Beat Nice 1-0. But I'd like to take that into this final today. I'd like to see us really turn on the style. Okay, 30 minutes on the clock, and Bitsiabu there plays a little ball to Doruk. Back to Angel Gomez. Lavumbo there loses the ball. So that's not ideal. That's not what we want to see. We want to see some crisp passing. We want to see some nice inventive play and some desire to win the game. That would be very, very nice. It's a first final for me as manager of Lille. But Tottenham now looking very, very comfortable. White shirts just stroking the ball around, not giving the ball away, which is exactly what we did. Playing a ball through there to Johnson. And he's in the penalty area. What's he going to do with this? Decides to go wide. Neves with the ball. Doggy fires the ball in the back of the net. And that was very, very... That's what I wanted to see from my team. Very crisp passing. Very, I don't know what the word for it is, but very crisp passing. Ball's in the back of the net. We are losing 1-0. And not ideal, is it really? So we're getting a lesson in how to play football here from Tottenham. This is probably the worst I've seen us play all season. We're just looking disjointed, giving the ball away. All of those technical skills that I feel like we have at the top end of the pitch. None of that today. I mean, to be fair, we're looking like we've never seen a football before. White shirts have got the ball again. Looped into the penalty area. That one hits the post. We get away with a second goal against there. Tottenham again now with throw in. And it's all Tottenham basically. Ball through to Johnson. That's poor. If I was a Tottenham manager, I'd be screaming at him. One shot in the game, half an hour played, one shot, and even that wasn't on target. Bitsiabu, side ball to Avia. Can we have a little bit more ambition, lads? A little bit more ambition. Some crisp passing. Don't hoof it long. Just play it to a red shirt. Keep it simple. Gomez, lovely ball through to Lavumbo. Lovely touch as well. And Lavumbo is going to strike that. That's in the back of the net. And that is a lovely goal to draw us back level. I mean, Tottenham, though, are much, much, much the better side. And I feel like that is very much against the run of play, that equaliser. But that's what I want. This short passing. Find a red shirt. Keep it simple. Lovely first touch by Lavumbo. Got himself a good couple of yards there. Beat the two defenders in the back of the net. Two shots, one on target. And that one on target was the goal. And we are now getting a message that Ngoma is slightly injured just before half-time. Well, we're going to be disappointed with them because this is not the performance that you want in a European final. It just isn't. It's awful. We're going to go into the control possession. It's 1-1. Let's see if we can keep hold of the ball a little bit more. Obviously, Ngoma is injured, carrying a little bit of a knock there. Fitness-wise, we're not looking too bad. DeAndrea, fresh legs. Can he create something in there? Can he burst forward and get a goal for us? It would be very unlikely at this stage unless this new tactical formation can work for us. So just looking at the stats for this game, Tottenham 12 shots, 13 now. Only 4 on target, but it's certainly way better than ours. Possession, we've shaded possession, but that's about all we can say in this game. It's been very, very, very poor. No highlights even. Okay, Avia now picks the ball up at the back. Once again, lads. No, you see, that's not how we play. Although that has worked out for us. Hassan now running forward, shoots wildly. And I could tell I had a gut feeling that wasn't going to do anything, because we don't play like that. We don't hoof the ball out. And of course what happens is that, you know, we give the ball away. A very poor shot. Tottenham are now coming forward again. You've got a ball on the right hand side there. Johnson, that's offside. Good save by Alterio though. Is that a corner? I think it is a corner. Okay, about 10-12 minutes of this game left. We are looking at a very tired outfit. Windwinder's come on up front to replace Hassan. I mean, he's not fully fit. Can he nick us a goal? He's only got 10 minutes to do. Also, surely, you know, he can put a shift in. And Casas in midfield. And Casado was the ball-winning midfield player. Well, a very, very, very poor. I could add another very in there as well. A very, very poor performance from my lads here. We just not done what. I mean, we've given the ball away again there. Bitsiabu, Tottenham give the ball away. We've given the ball away again. Lovumbo does pick a loose ball up from Spurs though. Can this be decisive? Tapped. Yes! Come on! Windwinder's scored! It's 2-1! There's about a minute and a half of the game left. We've been absolutely shocking in this game. But an unfit Windwine comes on and possibly gets the winner. Lovumbo busts a gut. Lovely little ball from DeAndrea, tap to the side, and Windwine says, thanks very much. I'm putting that in for the winner. For the winner. Is it gonna be? It's the winner. It's shiny silverware, a clock. Oh my word. This is tremendous. I don't know why I'm so happy, because we played so poorly in that game. So poorly. But there we go. The fireworks go off. The ticker tape comes down. And we are Europa League winners. And this, after the season that we've had, coming in November, we were in the relegation area. We've actually finished in the European Conference League position in the league. We got 8 million for finishing 6th. We've won the Europa League. Surely that's going to mean a little bit of money as well, because the finances are a bit of a car crash. But I mean, just look at the stats there. If I was a Spurs fan, 16 shots, 5 on target, an XG of 1.67. But they did only have 40% of the possession. We obviously made the most of it. 5 shots, 2 on target, XG of 1.2. We've won the game, and that's all that matters. And I don't want the assistant managers on, because whatever he's on, I don't want any of it. Please, we just won the Europa final. So an attendance of 61,000 there on a warm summer's evening at the City of Manchester Stadium. And we come out 2-1 winners against an English Premier League team. So both 4-star teams, so fairly even, I would have said, but English Premier League teams are always favourite in the Europa League. Well, this season, no, it's not. It's a French team that's won it. And we are going to receive 7.37 million there. I'll just leave you to read these things. Very, very nice indeed. Yep. I mean, what an end to a season that is. And that should give us the entry into the Champions League stage for next season. But 7.37 million, if you want to give us any more, that'll be greatly received, because the bank balance is not looking great. Medals, Gaffer praised by the Lille supporters. Yeah, lovely stuff. The board obviously over the moon with the Europa League win. I think the board requirement was to get to the later stages of it. But now we've got another 4 million there as well from Europa League television revenue. So the money in the Europa League, then, you basically have to get right to the latter stages before the money starts coming in, which is a bit unfortunate, really. And another 2.24 million. What's that for? Ranking in the Europa League. And we've qualified. There's the confirmation is the word I'm looking for. Lille qualify for the Champions League by winning the Europa League. They will enter the competition at the league phase. So none of this having to play these ridiculous playoff games. We're straight into the league stage. I don't think we'll do that well because we don't have the money to buy top players, but we're in there. And, well, we'll certainly get some, a share of the pot in there if we can win a few games as well. 2.4 million for winning a game in those 8 games in that league stage. So it's all good money. And it might actually start turning the fortunes, the financial fortunes around. So we have got the initial budgets here now. 1.8 million wage budget. So that's about the same as I've got now, maybe slightly increased. They're giving me a transfer budget of 7.34 million. I don't think we can afford that. We'll have a look at the finances in a second. But you know what? I'll take that. Take that all day long. And obviously, the board are highly delighted. We've qualified for the Champions League 2 years ahead of schedule. So very, very nice. And, well, of course, the other thing it does, it maybe gives me a little bit more of a bump as well. My managerial profile, a little bit more of a bump. And you never know who's watching, do you? Tottenham, maybe? I don't know. I don't know whether I'd go manage Tottenham, if I'm honest. Okay, so we've got the club vision and expectations meeting now. So what we be competitive in the Champions League. Well, we'll do our best. Qualify for the Europa League in Ligue 1. So I think we're capable of doing that. And that's kind of it, really. Become recognised as the best of the rest. I mean, my ambitions would be a little bit more than that, but we are going to accept that board requirement. So after that huge influx of money, let's have a look at the finances. Still a bit of a car crash, but it could have been a lot worse. We have just brought in a lot of money there. So we're 6 million in debt in the bank, and that is only going to get worse now through the summer because obviously we've no money coming in. Transfer budget is 7.3 million. Dare I spend that? If I spend that, we're probably going to go 15 million in the red and the rest. Wage budget is looking quite nice though. What's that? About £320,000 a week I've got to spend there. So some free transfers maybe. I have just gone in for a player. Let me just show you that one very, very quickly. And did go in for a player here. Jordan James of Birmingham. Looks very, very tidy, and I just offered him a contract and he said he's waiting for the options at the end of his. So I don't know whether they're going to offer him a new contract, but therein lies a problem with the transfer system in Football Manager. It's very difficult to get players to come to what I think Lille still are, a bit of an unfancied club, but maybe we'll get a rep bump with the Europa League win, and hopefully I'll get a rep bump as well. Okay, probably one of the most successful episodes in recent times. A nice bit of shiny silverware there that I can put on my on my wall, which will be available for on show for the next episode. So the Europa League trophy will be on show in the next episode. 6th finish in the league after me joining in November, and they were in the relegation area. So I think things are pointing in the right direction. We just have to get the money flowing in now and get the finances looking better, because that loan that we saddled with, that we're paying £500,000 a month on, well, that is a big, big weight around our necks. All right, time to go and do some head scratching now. I need to get to the 1st of July. Free transfer day, see who I can bring in, try and make the team better. I need wing backs for both sides. I have brought the young kid in, but he's only 18. He's probably going to be a backup. I may still sign another 2 right wing backs yet, so I've got 3 over that side. The young kid can just come in and play as and when. A striker wouldn't go amiss, I don't think, because Hassam isn't a striker. Lavumbo has got 20 goals for us this season, but still not prolific. And a young, up-and-coming, thirsty striker is what we need. They do cost a lot of money, though. All right, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I've certainly enjoyed it for once, and it's not very many times I say that, but I have enjoyed today's episode, and you know how much the Gobby Gaffer likes a bit of shiny silverware. We'll see you next for a transfer special. Keep your eye out. It's coming very soon. I'll see you shortly.